So make a start. So we're going to start laying down. And because it's a morning practice, we're just going to try and connect in with the body before we start to move. Oh, let somebody else in. So starting laying down, seeing if you can connect with a really long spine on the mat. So walking the shoulders away from the ears. See if you can walk the hips down the mat. Seeing if you can really get a long spine, even though you're on the mat. You want to feel as if every kind of vertebrae of the spine is connecting to the mat. And we're starting with a nice long spine this morning. And then feet are going to be about hip width distance. And let's keep a nice bend in the knee. Feet as close to the bum as you can where it feels comfortable. Keep the eyes open so that we're nice and present and awake. And we're going to start with the hands on top of the ribs. So the ribs just under the chest or just above the belly button. See if you can find where the ribs are or anywhere around that region and just rest the palms of the hands there. So bend in the elbows, but let them be heavy onto the mat. And then we're going to start to connect in with the natural rate of the breath. So just starting to notice how your breath feels this morning, whether it's shallow or deep. Noticing as if you're an observer, anything that's happening in the body. So how are we feeling today? Are we tired? Are we energetic? Are we a bit achy? Try not to make any judgments about how we're feeling, just noticing it like an observer. And then starting to connect in with the breath on a deeper level. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. You should start to feel the ribs rise as the diaphragm pushes up. Sorry, pushes down even. And then as you exhale, feel the belly rise. Sorry, feel the belly fall. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Feel the belly fill with air. And as you exhale out, see if you can sink the lower back into the mat a little bit more. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Sink that lower back into the mat and exhale out through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. So really prolonging the breath to see if we can maximize our oxygen intake this morning and get rid of any stagnant energy. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, and this time we're going to hold at the top. So breathing in deeply through the nose. Holding at the top, feeling the muscles in the ribs and the chest area starting to contract to hold the breath in. See if you can keep the muscles held as you hold the breath, but just soften the body. Feel the heartbeat in the chest as you continue to hold the breath. And then exhale out, nose or mouth, whichever feels more comfortable. And then one more, take a deep breath in through the nose. Breathe in as much oxygen as you can. When you feel as if you can't fill the lungs anymore, just take one more sip of air through the nose. As you hold the breath at the top, make sure the lower back is nice and soft and that. Hold the breath. Notice the body in complete stillness. Before we start our day, starting in stillness with the breath and body. And then exhale, release. Take a cleansing breath in through the nose. This time, sigh out through the mouth. And then we're going to start to check in with our pelvis tilt. So hands are going to come to the hips. And I just want you to start tilting the pelvis forward and back. So another way to do it is imagine you've got a tail and you're just going to kind of push the tail into the ground. You should feel the arch of the lower back come off the ground. And then the opposite way, you're going to tuck the tailbone under and feel the lower back go in towards the mat. So just have a little bit of a play and tilt the pelvis forward and back and just see if it brings up any sensations in the back or the hips. Really exaggerate the tilt. So really pushing the tailbone under and tucking it out, tucking it under and pushing it out. Remembering to breathe as you do so you can even move with the breath. Tilt it one way on the inhale and then opposite on the exhale. And then when you're ready, I want you to find where your neutral tilt is. So we don't want the tailbone completely tucked under because we're going to want the body to be relaxed, and we don't want to completely push it out. So just finding a neutral pelvis for you, and then putting both palms on top of the belly button. Seeing if you can relax all the muscles around the belly button and the lower back. See if you can melt that lower back into the ground a little bit more. So setting the pelvis here and the stomach before we start to move and wake up the body, making sure we're releasing any alignment issues or any tension in the stomach. And then when you're ready, take the arms up towards the sky, take the legs up towards the sky. You can keep a bend in the knee if you need to, but you can straighten the legs up towards the sky. And then we're just going to start to circle the hands and the feet, starting to get some blood flow into both the arms and the legs, and then change direction with the circles. See if you can make really big circles with the feet. Quite often the ankles get forgotten, so really big circles as much as you can. And then when you're ready, come back to straight legs and straight arms, or a bend in the knee if you need to. And then you're just going to very gently start to lower the hands towards the ground behind you. Keep the legs up towards the sky if you can, or bend in the knee. And then gently bring the arms back up towards the sky. Again, lower the hands behind you towards the ground. And then gently hug the knees in as much as you can. So take a hand onto each knee. So right hand on right knee, left on left. Option to bring the knees towards the stomach, or you can just gently start to circle the knees. So again, noticing the pelvic tilt here. We want the lower back to be more connected to the ground. So the pelvis should be tucked under. So seeing if you can just start to, it takes a while if you've not done it before, just start to connect with that, which way the pelvis is tilted. And then take the circles in opposite directions with the knees. So starting to really wake up into the hips. Remembering to breathe so that the body feels relaxed as we do so. The deep breath in through the nose. And the deep breath out through the nose. And then when you're ready, very gently placing the feet back down towards the mat. And then you're going to gently lift the hips up towards the ground and just shuffle the hands so that when the hips come down towards the ground, they're just going to sit on the back of the hands. So a very slight inverted bridge. Take a deep breath here. See if you can melt the muscles around the belly button and the lower back so you sink a little bit more into the ground. And then option to stay there if that's enough for you, or option to lift the hips towards the sky, remove the hands either side of the body. See if you can push the hips as high towards the sky as you can. And then gently lower the hips down. On the inhale, push the hips up. On the exhale, push down. Inhale, push up. Exhale down. This time you're going to let the back fall completely towards the mat. Make sure that pelvis is tilted under so you can really feel the lower back connecting towards the ground. And then you're going to gently place your right foot towards the sky. Straighten the leg as much as you can. And then gently place the right foot on the left knee. And you're just going to let both legs fall towards the left. So if you can't get the right foot on the left knee, you can just bring both knees together. Either way, the legs are going to be twisted towards the left. We're going to make sure that we're nice and long in the spine, and then you're going to look over to the right. If that doesn't feel right for the neck, then you can just look towards the sky. You're just going to let them legs fall towards the left. So we're bringing out any tension in the hips and the legs before we start to move a little bit more fluid. On the next breath in, bring the knees back to center. Option to keep the knees together and let the knees fall to the left, or this time straighten the left leg towards the sky, and then place the left foot on the right knee. And then gently let the legs fall to the right and to the left. So one side might feel a bit tighter than the other. Just start to notice. Be a little bit curious. Really let the legs fall over to the right. You release all the tension in the hips. And then gently bring the feet back to meet each other. And then gently, let's just take some circles with the knees again. So knees in opposite direction or the same circle, whichever you want. Just making sure that the hips are getting a bit of an opening. And then when you're ready, you're going to rock over onto your left side. Use the hands and then gently come up to a seated position. And then option with the feet to release them out in front of you. You can release them out straight. Or you can release them out with a little bit of a V. Or if it feels better, you can butterfly the legs to the soles of the feet together. And then we're just going to work into the arms for a second before we move into our standing postures. So making sure that we've got a nice long spine, picking a place where your legs are comfortable. So if your legs aren't comfortable, then the mind will just speak to you throughout the practice to tell you to move. Make sure that the body is comfortable so that you can sit in a still position. And then we're going to place the hands on top of the knees with the palms faced up. You're going to bring the thumb and the next finger to make like a circle, like an OK sign. Making the mudra, leaving the back of the hand resting into the knees. Sit up nice and tall, drop the shoulders away from the ears. And then keeping the body exactly where it is, you're just going to gently look towards the sky. And then gently tuck the chin towards the chest. So nice and slow movement this morning, taking the gaze towards the sky on the inhale, and then on the exhale, taking the chin towards the chest. On the inhale, look up. Exhale, take the chin towards the chest. Come back to neutral. This time on the inhale, you're going to gently look over the left shoulder. See if you can keep the body completely still. And then exhale, look over the right shoulder. So twisting the neck and the left and the right. Inhale, look over the left shoulder. See if you can look a little bit further, take the neck with you. And then exhale, look over towards the right. Gently come back to center. Option to change the feet if you need to. Maybe if one leg's crossed, you can cross the other leg. And then we're going to gently start to take some circles with the right arm. So nice, big circles. Option with the left hand, you can kind of use it as a prop to keep the body up. Remember what we're doing this morning. So we're trying to wake the body up and really start the day connected to our body. So seeing if you can reach that right arm a little bit further. Making sure that the spine and the stomach is nice and soft, so we're not holding in any tension. And then take the circles in opposite direction. So maybe slow circles this morning, or maybe quick circles. And then very gently letting that right hand fall to the right of the body, and then starting to circle the left arm. Again, maybe take little circles or big circles. Keeping the spine nice and long, and remembering to breathe in deeply through our nose and out through our nose. And then opposite direction with that arm. If it's any difference from one to the other. And then when you're ready, releasing the hands either side. And then you're going to see if you can just kind of very gently touch the mat or the carpet with the fingers, but don't put any weight in the hands. And you're going to see if you can really connect with a nice long spine. And then on the inhale, you're going to take the hands towards the sky. And then on the exhale, bring them back to just touch the top of the mat. Inhale, take the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, bring them back down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Gently rocking forward onto hands and knees, coming to tabletop position. Making sure in tabletop that you've got a nice straight spine. So walking the hands and feet to a position where you feel as if you're looking in between your hands, so you've got a nice straight gaze. And from the top of the head to the base of the spine is one nice long line. And then you're going to see if you can tuck the tailbone again. So remembering the connection that we did when we were laying down. We don't want the tailbone pushed under with an arch in the back. We want a nice straight back, tuck the tailbone under. And then for now, we're just going to step back with that right foot. Almost as if you're ready to go for a race, you're just going to bounce that right foot back. Bouncing the ankle back, starting to stretch into the calf. Starting to wake up any muscles in the calf or the hamstring. Continuing to breathe as you do this. And then gently bringing that right knee back. Taking the left foot back this time, and again, just bouncing back into that left foot, starting to wake the calf up. Remembering to breathe. If you lose connection to the breath, just stop, take a deep breath in, connect, and then come back and join us. And then gently back. And then you're going to tuck the toes this time. So option to kind of kick the toes into the mat, wake the feet up a little bit. Bring the weight back in towards the heels. And then gently push up into a downward dog position. So finding your first downward dog of the day, lifting the hips towards the sky, padding the heels towards the ground. Remembering to breathe. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then when you're ready, you're going to walk your hands or feet to meet each other. So feet to hands or hands to feet, it's completely up to you. And then we're going to do a spinal roll. So you're going to roll up to standing for the count of 7, 6, 4, 2, 5, missed a number, 3, 2, 1. And then when you get to the top, you're going to do a couple of rolls with the shoulders. Luckily, this isn't a math lesson, it's just a yoga lesson. And then come in from straight, we're going to roll back down again. So really tuck the chin in. So you can even put a finger on your chin and kind of push it towards the spine so that you've got a nice straight spine, and then tuck the chin towards the chest. Roll the head under, over, let the hands fall down as you come down to a forward fold. And then when we get to the bottom, we're going to go straight back up. So coming up to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come into a standing position. Walk the feet to meet each other. Come into Tadasana pose, mountain pose. Feet together, knees together, thighs together. If that causes any pain in the ankles or the hips, you can have a little step out from the feet. But seeing if you can make the legs one nice long kind of trunk of energy down towards the ground. And then hands are going to come either side of the body, palms faced forward. Standing nice and tall in our mountain pose. Let's place our palms on top of our belly button and let's just connect in back with that pelvis tilt. See if you can tilt the pelvis under a little bit more. Starting to feel a neutral spine rather than an arch in the lower back. And then when you're ready on the inhale, you're going to bounce the knees. And then on the inhale, sweep the hands up towards the sky. Reach as tall as you can. And then on the exhale, bring them to prayer and then bring them down to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come down. This time as you come down, keep the hands in prayer by the heart. And then you're going to bring the left knee towards the chest or as high as it'll go. And then you're going to gently step back with that left foot. So we're coming to a high lunge. Option to walk the right foot out towards the right so that you're not on a tightrope with your feet. You've got a little bit of an open hip. And then we're going to face forwards. We're going to place the hand on the hips. And again, we're just going to play with that tilt. So I want you to tilt the pelvis forward and then tilt it back. And just start to notice if you can feel any difference in the legs as you do so. So really bending forward in that right knee. See if you can tuck the tailbone under and then bring the hands to prayer back towards the heart. Really push into the mat with the feet. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Feel nice and tall and strong. And then on the inhale, you're going to straighten that right leg and take the arms towards the sky. And then on the exhale, you're going to bend that right knee and take the hands to prayer. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, hands to prayer. So we're going really slow, but we're really deeply releasing tension in the right leg here. So inhale, reach towards the sky, straighten the right leg. Exhale, melt the hands down, melt the knee down. 2 more. Inhale, reach up. Really use the breath to guide your movement. So no need to wait for me for the breath. Just use your own breath and move through the poses when you're ready. And then after the next exhale, you're going to keep that right knee bent. And then you're going to bring the hands back towards the hips. Bend that right knee a little bit more. See if you can get a little bit more of a stretch into the legs. And then you're going to straighten that right leg. This time you're going to walk the body so the torso is facing over the right leg. And then see if you can fold the body over that right leg as much as you can. So keeping a nice long straight spine here. Try not to arch too much in the back. Keep the back straight and then just fold as much as you can over that right leg. Hold here for 2 deep breaths. Silently say to yourself in your mind, I relax my right thigh, I relax my right glutes. 1 more deep breath. And then when you're ready, bending in the right knee, gently step the left foot to meet the right foot. Coming back to Tadasana, let's just connect in with our breath before the opposite side. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose, and we're going to hold at the top. Hold the breath, standing in Tadasana, hands either side of the body, feet nice and grounded, connected to the earth, supported by the earth. Hold the breath. Tuck that tailbone under to start to keep all that breath and oxygen in the stomach and the lungs, and then exhale out. And again, inhale in. Hold the breath at the top, drop the shoulders away from the ears, tuck that tailbone under, relax all the muscles around the belly button, and then exhale out. This time on the inhale, bounce the knees again. Inhale, the hands go up towards the sky. On the exhale, bring the hands towards the heart at prayer, and then just step back with the right foot. So it doesn't need to be a really big step back. It can just be a little step back, enough so that you feel nice and stable, and you can walk the feet out so that we're not on a tightrope again. So left to left, right to right. And then finding a place where you can, again, hands on the hips, making sure the hips are forward. Just start to see if you can tuck the tailbone under a little bit. And then you're going to bend the front leg and then really see if you can push that leg forward. As you tuck the tailbone under, you might feel a stretch on the right front of the hip. As long as it's not painful, just see if you can go a little bit further into that. And then you're going to use the hands. So on that, the hands come to prayer at heart. On the inhale, we straighten the leg, take the hands up towards the sky. And then on the exhale, we bend the knee, take the hands towards the heart. Inhale up. Exhale down. Remembering it's a morning practice, so going at your own pace. Reminding the body this morning that it's safe and energized. And you're just going to move with what feels right to you. So moving at your own pace when you're ready. And then after your next exhale, you're going to hold the bend. Option to keep the hands at prayer. You can bring them back towards the hips. And just see if you can bend that left knee a little bit more. And then straighten the left leg. Bring the torso so that it's facing over the left leg. And then option to take the hands up towards the sky if that helps. And then as you come forward, you're going to keep them arms reaching forwards. So the idea here is that we want a nice straight spine. And as you bend over, you should start to feel the back of the left leg starting to wake up. Hold in here for a few moments, a few more deep breaths. Start to feel if the heart rate is starting to pick up a little bit now. Letting that heart connect towards the top of the thighs. If there's like a magnet on the heart with a straight spine, we're just folding over. One more deep breath. And then gently bending the left knee, coming back up. And then hop the right foot to meet the left, coming back to Tadasana pose. So standing up nice and tall again. Feet together, knees together, thighs together. And we're going to connect back in with the breath. So we're going to do a standing pranayama here. So it's the morning time, so ready to stand and energized to walk for the day. So option to take the feet just kind of hip width distance so you can keep them together. Making sure that if you can, you're going to lock the knees out. If you can't, you've got any injuries, that's fine. But just making sure that you feel nice and tall and nice and grounded towards the earth. Really tuck that tailbone under so that you start to feel the front of the abdominal muscles starting to wake up. Hands are going to come either side of the body, palms face towards in front of you. Nice space between the chin and the chest. And let's just start to feel the energy in the feet. Feel how grounded you are this morning, how tall you feel. And then you're going to start to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose. So like 3 short sips of air. When you get to the top, you're going to hold your breath. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Relax the hands. Keep that tailbone tucked under. Feel the body in stillness. As you maximize your oxygen intake, ready for the day. And then when you're ready, exhale out. I exhale out through the mouth or the nose, whichever feels natural to you. And again, take 3 deep breaths in. Through the nose. And third one. You're going to hold. Option to close the eyes if that feels right to you. If your mind or your monkey mind is distracting you, just bring your gaze to your third eye in between your eyebrows. Feel the energy in the feet. And then when you can't hold the breath, you feel like you need to let go, just let go of the breath. One more, take a deep breath in through the nose. 3 breaths in. And then at the top, you're going to hold. Option to bring the palms on the belly button for the last breath and see if you can soften the muscles around the belly button while you hold the breath in. Notice that sacred stillness, sacred silence as you keep the breath held in. And exhale, release. As you release, I want you to start to shake off the hands and shake off the feet. Maybe take some circles with the arms. Take any movement that feels quite intuitive to kind of shake off any grogginess, any negative energy. Take out the legs in front. Whatever feels neutral and nice. And then you're going to start to sway the arms from side to side. So really letting the feet connect towards the ground. Just let the arms twist from side to side like a little bit spaghetti. And I've completely let go of the hands. Starting to get into any creaks of the spine here. Take the gaze with you. So as you go to the left, look to the left. As you go to the right, look to the right. And just like magic, you'll notice that the more you look, the further you'll twist. Because wherever our attention goes, our body will go with it. And then gently start to slow down. So very slowly start to slow down. Just let the arms kind of slow down at their own pace. And then when your arms eventually come to a stillness, I want you to gently place your palms on your belly button. Close down the eyes. See if you can feel any energy through the arms. Prana or chai energy, which is what you just created by moving through the practice. Feeling rooted through the ground, through the feet. Gently blink the eyes open and then come into our balance to see if we can set ourselves in a nice and balanced to start the day, whatever it brings with for us. And we're going to make sure that the left foot is really grounded. So lift the toes off the left foot and then gently place the left toes down so the weight is in the sole of the left foot. And the right foot is just going to come in front of us. So you can take the knee towards the chest. If that doesn't feel right, you can just point the right toe in front of you. And then you've got option here, so you can take tree, if you want to take tree, which is the right foot comes to the ankle, the calf, or potentially the inner left thigh. Wherever you are, you're going to need your hands for balance, so you can bring your hands out for balance. If you want to take tree on your right foot, you can do. Otherwise, if you want something a little bit more dynamic to wake you up, you're going to bring your knees together, but you're going to take the right foot behind you. And then with the right hand, you're going to clasp the right foot. The right knees can stay together if that's enough for you. If you want to, you're going to see if you can bring the left arm forward and then take the right foot back. And you're going to take it in stages, and then wherever you feel as if you're getting a bit wobbly, you're going to hold there. So really rooting through the left foot, whichever pose you're in. See if you can take the right foot back, or maybe the right foot is in the left leg in tree. Wherever you are, just hold for a few deep breaths. The more we breathe, the less wobbly we'll be, which is always my excuse because I'm talking, so it's easier for me to get wobbly. And then if you're in tree, or if your right leg is up, wherever you are, you're going to bring both knees together. We'll keep the right foot behind you. Feel the knees as if they're kind of locked together. Notice your balance here. Bring the hands out either side of the body for balance. And then gently kick that right foot in front of you. Just start to circle the right foot. See if you can lengthen in the spine a little bit more by lifting up the torso rather than dumping down with the weight. We're lifting up equally as much as the feet are connected to the ground. And then gently lower that right foot. So starting to feel lower the right foot. Starting to feel the left leg start to wake up. And then the same on the opposite side. So option to come to tree, which is lifting all 5 toes off on the right foot, and then gently placing it down, keeping the weight in the sole of the right foot. Option to bring the left sole to the right ankle, the calf. We'll see if you can help it up and push it on the inner left thigh. The only place we don't want it is on the joint. And then option to take dancer's pose on the opposite leg as well. So knees together, left leg bent, the left hand grabs the left foot. And then it's like a bit of a scale. So the right arm scales forward to the balance and the left leg goes back. See if you can just find your balance, whatever your balance is this morning. Feel that right foot connected through the air. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. On the next deep breath in, see if you can elongate the spine a little bit more towards the sky. Using the hands for balance, whichever pose you're in. Knowing that there's no right or wrong pose, it's just whatever your body needs. So starting to really listen to what the body needs, not what the mind needs. And then wherever you are, bringing both knees together. And then gently taking that left foot in front of you and just starting to circle the left foot. And then gently place the feet back down towards the mat. Finishing with a little bit of a hip opener to make sure that we've released any stored emotions or unprocessed trauma that's often held in our hips. You're going to gently take the feet into a nice wide stance. An option to take the feet out, so the toes are pointing out and the heels are in, or option to have the feet straight. It's purely a matter of what's right for your hips. So for me, it's better to have the feet out, whichever's better. And then you're going to gently bend the knees and just see how far the hips will come down. And this is where our pelvic tilt is really important. So if our tailbone's tucked out, we might be able to come down a little bit further, but we're not going to get stretch into the hips as much. So we want to tuck the tailbone under and then come down into the hips. Hands can come onto the thighs, or you can bring them to palms. You can bring them to prayer at heart center. And then I want you to very gently just straighten one leg at a time. Straighten the right, straighten the left. Just start to bounce the hips from left to right. Seeing if you can keep that spine elongated as you do this. So the spine's pulling up towards the sky, and then the hips just gently flowing from side to side. And then when you're ready, you're going to gently come to neutral. Finishing in goddess pose, you're going to tuck that tailbone under, bring the hands out to cactus, and then seeing if you can drop them hips in between the knees a little bit more. Option to come up onto the tiptoes if that feels right for you. Making sure that that spine's nice and long, dropping them hips a little bit more. Take a deep breath in and deep breath out. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Gently pull the legs up straight. Walk the feet to meet each other. And then finishing the practice into Tadasana. Feet together, knees together, hands together. Let's bring our palms to our belly button at this time. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And sigh it out through the mouth. Reflect back on how you felt when you woke up this morning. Being grateful to yourself for starting the day with 30 minutes connected to the breath. And if you want to set an intention for the day, maybe set that now. Or maybe just keep it nice and simple and just see if you can start to connect it with the pelvis tilt a little bit today. Start to notice if we're automatically one way or the other, and just start to notice what feels right, if you can change the dynamics. Gently bring in the hands to prayer at heart center. Welcome to the practice into each other's energy this morning. Thank you very much for letting me start the day by leading me through the practice. Namaste. Namaste. Hope you have a lovely day.
Namaste.